This podcast contains adult language and discussion of R-rated material.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Trinity.
How's it going?
It's going good. Fancy seeing you here.
Oh, gosh, yeah. In this box with my cat screaming behind me. Hi,
Well,
Boot.
as you can infer, my name is Matt.
And my name is Trinity.
And welcome to another episode of the Fringewatching podcast. This is the podcast where we have good discussion about bad movies.
Yeah, pretty much it's two friends suffering for you, watching crap movies and talking about why they're crap. And maybe why you should watch some of them, but most of them you shouldn't. And we're going to tell you why.
So let's get started.
Hi, Matt. How are you again?
I'm doing really well. We just had a little discussion over a mini break there about bananas and the waxing dance, the waxing of the West Coast.
Yeah, waxing movement of the West Coast. And it's sort of second cousin twin voguing on the East Coast.
It sounds very fancy. And honestly, I want to check this out.
Yeah, it's definitely like, West Coast cash.
I have been watching the show Legendary on HBO, and it's like basically a voguing competition.
I can
It's
get
good.
behind this.
Yeah.
I can get behind this. I can get behind this thing so hard.
Yeah.
I like dance shows.
Although there's this one judge that like always has the opposite opinion of everyone else, and everyone hates him.
There always has to be a sourpuss in the gang.
Yeah. And Megan the Stallion is a judge too, so you know it's good.
You know that's good. Any yes.
Macaroni in a pot. That's a wop, wop, wop. But anyway.
Grab a bucket and a mop. Okay. I was like, are you waiting for it? Okay. Oh my goodness.
So,
my goodness.
Today, this week, we watched movies that are international.
Yeah, foreign international. Woo, woo, woo. Which I realized that category is not called foreign anymore. And I was like, wow, I'm stupid. It's international.
Yeah, me too. I was like looking up foreign, and then I was like, oh, it doesn't come up. I don't know.
Right. I think that's like when I think about like back in the day, like you go to the movie store, they would have like everything that's made in the US, and then they'd have like the foreign section. And so I think that's where I got that. But it used to be on Netflix. It said foreign. Now it says international. So I think people are waking up. Hello.
We are woke.
Yeah, well, trying to get there. I'm there, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a Gen Z kid. I can't. I'm like, I can barely use this computer screen. I talk to you.
I'm not TikToking with my Tweeple friends.
I do watch of the TikTok. I am aware of the TikTok.
Yeah, I've downloaded a TikTok a couple times, and then I always delete it because I feel like I just get in a like crazy brain hole that works me.
Yeah, I do it through YouTube, and then it will be like the shorts, and then I just get lost. Like last night, I watched a lot, and I had too much screen time last night. I need a parent to tell me to go to bed.
Go to bed, Trinity.
I definitely watched way too many like videos about macabre museums in America, and then people,
on TikTok.
No, this is on YouTube, but it led me down this weird rabbit hole into a TikTok thing where people were doing like weird costumes of baby hands, and I was like, oh, this is fun.
Wow, I want to see a movie about that.
Yeah, which is great because I actually have some baby hands to keep in a box. Not real baby hands, but they're
of course
like little
you
rubber
do,
hands.
Trinity. You have a box of baby hands.
There's like only a few, and I have miniature babies.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Because I like weird stuff.
You could take off their heads and make them into those little things from Toy Story where they have.
Oh gosh. Oh no, but you know what I have thought about doing with baby dolls? I do have this baby doll, and it's been on my mind. You know how people have those stickers that say "baby on board," and like the idea is like that when you see that you're supposed to be driving respectful around them because they have children in the car, right? Which out here where I live, normally those are the people that drive the most batshit crazy.
Okay.
But I wanted to take a baby doll and stick it on a board, like a wooden board, and put baby on board and attach it to the back of the car.
Wow. Like the baby's just like getting ready to take a plunge.
The baby's like nailed to a board on the car.
Wow.
Baby on a board.
On that note,
sorry, strange dreams. On that note, we want to talk about movies and not my weird obsessions. Okay.
If you have not subscribed to this podcast yet, make sure to subscribe to us on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you download fine podcasts. We are there. I think the only place we're not is Pandora, just because Pandora takes forever to get on.
Also, they don't want us out of the box yet.
Yeah. You don't want to open Pandora's box.
Sure enough, because you might find us there. And I don't know. Good times.
But nothing against Pandora. I'm sure.
No, we love you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you've led me through many music sessions, over the years.
So we will go ahead and take a short break, and then we will come back with Trinity's movie.
Today is a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or just think it would be fun to have your own talk show, podcasting.
It is fun.
It is fun. I mean, it is fun. It's easy. It's inexpensive. And it's a fun way to expand your reach online.
I love Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is what we are using, and they are awesome.
We love you. I mean, Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform, which is great for us.
So many platforms. Like we're on Spotify. We are on iHeartRadio.
Boom.
We are on places I haven't even heard of.
Boom,
all
boom,
thanks
boom.
to Buzzsprout. They just, you like put it up there and then they just send it out like pew, 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 pew.
Join hundreds, thousands of podcasters. Already people are using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world.
And just the great thing that we can offer you, because we're cool people.
Right. We like to
when you sign up for Buzzsprout and start a podcast, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card if you follow the link that we have in our show notes. So it helps support our show. It helps support you. You get your $20 Amazon gift card. You can use it on whatever you want. So that's what we're able to offer our listeners.
Right. So Buzzsprout.
Buzzsprout.
Get on it. Get out there and start podcasting like us.
Get ready. This movie is a flaming dumpster of garbage.
Oh.
Yeah, so the movie is called
I'm
Dracula.
Excited.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, you know me. I couldn't resist. I did another vampire movie. This one's called Dracula, a vampire in Beijing. But they still have vampire like the Vampyre. So it's Vampyre in Beijing.
Yeah. Sounds fancy.
Yeah. Well, it sounded fancy until I started watching it. And then it was not so fancy. So the director, Tim Lies, is also the Dracula actor. He's the producer and the writer. So this is I think he paid for this whole project. And the reason I say that is because the quality is so low and cringy.
It sounds like it was all an excuse to put himself in a movie.
Pretty much. And the thing is he looks like he may be in his 50s. And everyone else is in their 20s, and he's supposed to be this young, succulent vampire. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But
is he Chinese?
He's not. Oh. This is the weird thing. This is where I got confused. Okay, I'm like, this is a Chinese movie. It was filmed in China. It was filmed outside of Beijing in the Changping mountain range area, which is northwest of Beijing. So the weird thing was I was listening and the sound was really bad, so I couldn't hear I couldn't tell if people were actually speaking Mandarin or if they were speaking Cantonese or what's the tea. I assume because it's outside Beijing that people are speaking, and it's not too far out Beijing that they would be speaking a different dialect. other than Mandarin. So, anywho, that's a lot, a lot of language. So it's about this girl. Her name is Li Mei, which is like pretty rose if you translate it, or pretty girl, pretty flower, pretty flare, pretty flare,
pretty flower.
This guy needs to go to work. So this girl, Li Mei, she is having she said 21st, like they speak in English sometimes and then they speak in Mandarin and they go back and forth. So
I don't trust this. Like, you can't trust anyone whose last name is Lies.
Exactly. That's what I thought was really funny. I was like, who is this dude? So I tried to Wikipedia him, like, no. He ain't around.
Wow.
Okay. Like you put in this movie and you put in his name, all you get is this movie and his name. And there's no like information.
He doesn't even exist. He's basically just an apparition.
His
entire existence is a lie.
He is a lie. This is a lie. I thought this is gonna be great. Okay. No. Okay. Let me give you this story. Okay. Li Mei, it's her 21st or 25th birthday. We can't really determine because she said 21st in English, but the cake said 25. She's with her two best friends. Right. She's with her two best friends. They're having like a birthday dinner. There's a guy that's with them that's supposed to be her boyfriend. I don't really know because it didn't seem like she was really into him. And they're playing around with these vampire cards because they're obsessed with vampires. They're going to go to this like vampire gothic metal show where this guy is supposed to be Dracula and vampires. And they're like, all right, cool. We're going to go to this show. Her boyfriend's like, ew, I'm not into cosplay. Like, this is gross. Then they have a car chase. Like, they have the birthday party. She's like, I'm going to go. And he's like, I don't want to go. It's stupid. And she's like, well, we're going to have a car chase. And if I win, we're going to dress up as vampires and you have to hang out. And he's like, okay. And he's like, if I win, you guys have to go as regular people to this goth show. It was pointless. She goes to the goth show. Yeah. Her birthday wish, which she has a cake, but they don't put candles on it. Very annoying. She just prays over it and makes a wish, but then they never ate a slice of cake. And the weird thing is, like, in her head, she starts channeling Dracula, and then he is like channeling her. And then she goes to the heavy metal show. Yes.
Okay.
Right. Are you following? It's really weird.
I'm
she
just stuck on, like, if you don't eat a piece of cake, I feel like the wish doesn't come true.
She didn't even open one of her gifts. I'm like,
you're breaking all the rules, girl.
She's breaking all the birthday rules.
I don't know about Chinese cultural expectations, but where I come from, you eat a piece of cake.
Right. They didn't even have the plates were clean at the table too. I was like, how y'all doing this? Okay, that looks like a chocolate cake. Okay, they even put fake blood on it. I'd be down for that.
You put fake blood on it?
Cake. Yes.
You don't just not eat the blood cake.
I know. These people, they just don't know. They were just so excited about having the car chase. So they get to the heavy metal show. They're wearing their fake things. Everyone's wearing these like really cheap, kind of like 1970s looking capes.
Okay.
It's bad. The costume is really bad. The girls that are playing the band, like, they're lip syncing, but they're not. They're just kind of standing there and they're wearing like Mardi Gras masks and holding instruments, but not moving. They're just kind of like shimmying on the stage with this Dracula guy who's wearing like, what are those things called? The gaiters that everyone wears.
Gaiters. I don't think I know what gaiters are.
Gaiters are like those, the company in the buff makes them. They're like those long tube things that people wear. They can wear them as an eye mask, as a headscarf.
Okay.
Put them over. Yeah, I think they're called gaiters, or some people call them gaiters. I've just heard them referred to that, so I assume that was like the hip way.
Gaiters.
I'm just a lame old lady. So he's wearing like a gaiter over his face with like skulls, and then they put like eyeliner to make dark veins in his arms. And everyone's like, he's supposed to be the most beautiful man in the world, but he always covers his face in this heavy metal band. You look out to the crowd, there's like 10 people like headbanging in a weird way and doing the like rock on Satan. What is this one? That's the
like the little like rock on Satan hand gesture.
Yeah, totally. But it's just like 10 people in a closet doing it to this masked Dracula. So the girl's
pretty
obsessed.
hardcore, man.
Oh gosh. Yeah, they had like a few it looked like they printed some posters from the Satanic Temple and just put 3 of them on a wall to make it a heavy metal club. And they had international flags hanging from the ceiling with these Mardi Gras masked women.
Okay. Like international, like just different countries?
Yeah, different countries. Yeah, it was great.
It's like the International House of Satan.
So, Ime, she's over there. She's like entranced with Dracula. And then he follows her home. She gets into a car. Her friends are like, what the hell? She gets into this car. He takes her home. She's all freaked out. She gets bit in the night. All right, cool, whatever. The next day, her mom like is running around the village in these wedges, not practical, carrying a box, screaming, hey, my daddy! And so she's running around and everyone's like, what's going on? And then they have like a real shitty small funeral where her friends put like Rolling Stone and ACD buttons on her grave, but it's not her grave. It's a random box her mom's been carrying around. And they just put a picture of her and then they put some buttons on the ground. So that's fun. Her mom keeps on yelling and running around the village that she saw a black cat, so her daughter's not dead. Okay. And then people start reporting that they see a ghost in the mountains. So the thing is Mime, her body is in the police morgue, and then she gets up and walks out. But she's like, again, I don't know why I picked movies. She was just like naked, full on naked, walking out of the police station into the mountains where her home village is. And then you just see her walking around naked up the mountain, like no big deal. And then the Dracula's other brides get out. This is my favorite part. The Dracula brides are kept by an Igor-like thing, who is like another non-Chinese actor who like, it's just like, he looks like a skater punk dude from like LA who just goes, and he's like watching the other Dracula brides, or they're supposed to be called witches. They're chained up to this wall. You're going to love this. They're chained up to this wall by a paper mache chain because they cannot afford real chains for this movie. But it's not gray paper to make it look like metal. Oh, no. It's not like they have 2 shackles one on each wrist. No. They have one. It's kind of lame. And it's bright construction paper. So it's like red and blue and yellow and white.
I cannot rip this magic construction paper.
It's taped to a wall, and it's just awful. But they get out because the Igor guy, I don't know what happened to him. He falls over. I don't know. They get out, and then they kill this guy. He's supposed to be this prisoner that escaped. And he's like walking around the countryside littering, which I don't appreciate. He's just like eating snacks and like being drunk and throwing bottles on the ground.
Rude.
Well, these 4 girls like come up to him, and like because it's daytime, I don't understand why they're allowed to be out. Their makeup is so like smeared on. It's like zinc sunscreen falling off their faces. So it's like cherry red lipstick and this like just like faded out white makeup and these 70s cheapo costume capes. This dude, love this, the guy that gets murdered, he's wearing a t-shirt. It's a white t-shirt and it says Wuhan prison in English, and in the word prison, the O, there's a skull.
What year was this made?
This was made like at the end of 2018, 2019, and it was released in August of 2019. Why is there a random Wuhan prison t-shirt written in English by some dude wearing a white wig walking around in the countryside, littering, being killed by 4 witches? I don't understand.
Are there bats in this movie?
They don't really have a bat thing.
Okay.
They do have like these weird segments where they go and they like kind of like zoom into these pictures and then they fade them out. And one time they did have a little bat and he went, yeah. But it wasn't like he was
there's going to be some kind of conspiracy theory attached with this movie, you know, like maybe it was a vampire bat that started the whole coronavirus, you know?
Exactly. Which, I mean, I kind of like lost my cookies when I was watching this. I was like, Wuhan prison, because I had never heard Wuhan before pandemic. So I was just like, is this a sign? Did this Tim Lies know the truth? But the thing is, when they destroy this man, I love this. It's just so badly done. When they go to like tear up his arm or whatever, they have like a pink rubber glove. And they're like biting on this rubber glove to make it look like flesh. And then they're like spitting applesauce out to make it look like human juices.
Okay. Is it just like regular applesauce or like rosy applesauce?
Oh, no. It's regular applesauce. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
That's what our insides look like.
Yeah. Like they had like, they pulled his legs off first and they pulled off his arms. And like they do like a thing where it's like it looks like a broomstick's inside of like the pant leg, and then they snapped it like they're breaking bone. It's so bad. Snap. It was just like they were like, and it was just like, are you a zombie? Are you a witch? Are you a vampire? Because I don't see any blood.
All of the above.
Didn't see a whole lot of blood here. So we have Wuhan prison shirt. We have paper mache chains. So finally, like the boyfriend finds out. He's like, I don't think she's dead. The friends get together. They're like, we heard a spotting of our friend up in the woods, and she's a ghost now. And then they started seeing premonitions of her coming to them in a wedding gown. Somehow they get a police officer involved. Somehow her boyfriend finds a silver bullet. I never liked him, but he found a silver bullet and a police officer. And then they go to confront the marriage of their friend and Dracula. This stuff didn't really make sense. There's a lot of disconnect where you just have like a floating person inserted into a screen.
Okay.
And people just screaming. The mom screamed for like 5 minutes, her daughter's name, come over here. They pull down this like rock thing and puts light on Dracula, and he burns up. And then you just see Li Mei like taking his ashes and putting it in her urn and then walking out casually. And that was the end of the movie.
Well, that's a very classic story, it sounds like.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't understand. I definitely last night I would squeal like when I was watching it last night because last minute Betty. I was watching it and I would go, oh God, ah! And everyone's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm in a lot of pain, physically in pain from watching this horrible. The sound was awful. The images were awful. Oh, but one of my best things. The character Li Mei, she's an artist in Beijing, and she's known for her horror eyes. And so she goes, "These are my horror dream eyes, my horror eyes, my horror dream eyes." And so there's like pictures of like movie posters of previous Draculas, and she's like cut out the eyeballs, and in the modern of like the guy that's like the Dracula, she has painted or whatever, put pictures of his eyeballs there. So nice. It's kind of like fate that they would meet. That's what I'm guessing, because there was lots of things that didn't really flow. But yeah, I just loved it where it was just like really bad singing. At one point, they have a metal show again, and and it's like kind of like this operatic thing where he's just like, and it's like really bad metal, and it's not even really metal. I want to see what else. Oh yeah,
I'm just itching to like go out and buy the soundtrack now.
Oh my gosh, don't do it. Like, please protect your ears. He said to get there's a point where he says it over and over. He goes, I am willed to chaos. I am willed to chaos. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Can I get some explanation, please?
I feel like I could picture some like huge douchebag guy like at a music festival with that tattooed on his arm, like willed to chaos.
Willed to Chaos is a really good band name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be. It reminds me of like that.
Satan.
Like when you go on the website for the Washington Post and it has that like phrase that's like in those fancy letters and it says democracy dies in the darkness. That just reminds me of Willed to Chaos for some reason.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, we can make a little tiny newspaper zine. It's called Willed to Chaos.
Willed to Chaos. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Or zine. I'm sorry. I call it zine. I know a lot of people get like, they're like, it's zine, dummy. And I'm like, okay.
It's kind of like when they say biopic or a biopic. Like, I feel like it's biopic, but I've heard people say biopic, like when you have like a biographical movie.
Oh.
So, I don't know.
I never just say pick. I just say bio.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm just lazy. I'm just like, I'm just going to skip all that other stuff.
Just bio.
Yes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning. No, this movie is awful. And after I watched it, I read some people's posts about it, and they were like, do not watch this film if you value your time. And I was like, oh, I should have read that before.
I'm still picturing them like eating the applesauce out of the glove, like it's a little go-go squeeze.
That's the thing. It's kind of like applesauce. I think it's applesauce. That's me projecting. I don't know. It could have been pear sauce. I don't know. Pear sauce.
Could have been apricot.
But there's a point where they rip him. It could have been apricot. No, it wasn't orange enough for apricot. Their point where they like tear his legs off, right? And it's like his torso before they rip off his arms. They literally put like a piece of steak like half a foot away from him on the ground to make it look like his guts.
Well, that's something.
It's definitely something. Laugh.
I mean, was it like in the shape of a steak?
It was a steak.
Okay.
it was a steak, man.
I mean, I do appreciate that. They put in a little bit of effort.
A pink
or not
cleaning glove for a hand.
That is true. Okay. I see your point.
I mean, laugh factors pretty high. Willing to watch it. I give it one finger.
Wow.
Two if you're into pain. 2 for pain. 1 for just general enjoyment.
Wow.
Because there is none, unless you want to see paper mache chains, which I think is the only thing that really made it fun.
Well,
other than that, garbage, flaming dumpster fire.
On that
note, that's me.
We will take a break and be back. Fubotv is the live TV streaming platform with more top Nielsen-ranked sports, news, and entertainment channels for cord cutters than any other live platform. They have over 100 channels, personal cloud DVR storage, and 2 simultaneous streams with no contract or set-top box required. You can get Fubotv on the web or on your smartphones, tablets, connected smart TVs, Roku players, Apple TV, all kinds of different devices. I've been using Fubotv and I love it. It's been great just to, watch my favorite shows, whether it's reality shows I'm watching on, cable channels, or it is things like the Oscars. You can watch live sports. There's going to be a ton of different sports options, news options. It's a super great thing if you're looking to cut the cord and get away from a traditional cable service. And what's more, listeners of Fringewatching can get 15% off your first month. So when you sign up at fubotv.com/fringe, you're going to get a 7-day free trial where you don't have to pay anything for 7 days. And then after that, your first month, you also get 15% off. So it's like a double deal going on here. And this is something that we can offer to our listeners as a way to, thank you for your support. It also helps support us. So just kind of a win-win situation. Again, there's no contract or commitment with Fubotv. So if you're like me, you've got a lot of stuff you want to watch, this is going to be a great way to cut the cord. Again, go to fubotv.com/fringe. You're going to get a 7-day free trial and also 15% off your first month. Well, thank you for breaking with us. We are back. We have discussed a shitty vampire movie. And now we will discuss a shitty Disney children's film.
Ooh. No.
So, the movie that I watched is called The Secret of the Magic Gourd. It was the first film that Disney made specifically for Chinese audiences. And it was a co-production with a Chinese movie company that literally is just named China Movie Company.
Oh, God. All right, cool. How many years ago was this produced or made or whatever?
2007.
Wait, they made their first Chinese movie in 2007? Like Disney?
Yeah.
Where have they been? How are they not getting to that untapped market? No,
and like they're apparently the second largest box office in the world. So
yeah, I can believe it. Yeah.
And now with COVID and like China basically already being reopened, I feel like they're probably the #1 box office in the world. So
hell yeah, because I'm not getting down to my local movie theater anytime soon.
Yeah. So Yeah, so basically you have an American company that's coming in and trying to get those like sweet Chinese dollars. It's hard to tell how much of this really represents actual Chinese cultural sensibilities and how much of it was just China trying to guess, like, I don't know. I bet they like math over there. And
oh no.
yeah. So it is a hybrid between live action with some computer generated animation.
Ooh.
I watched it on Disney Plus, and although it was originally recorded in Chinese with Chinese actors, for some reason on the American version of Disney Plus you can only watch the dubbed version. And
oh no.
Yeah, you can even watch it in like dubbed in other languages like French and Spanish, but you cannot watch it in its original language.
I don't understand Disney. There are people here that live in the United States of America that they do speak a dialect of Chinese, and It would make sense for them to watch it.
So I don't know if it was in Mandarin, if it was like another variation, but I will say the dubbing was bad.
I'm always down for a delayed dub, like dub stepping off the Richters. Okay.
They basically got like a bunch of like Disney Channel stars to record the voices.
We're talking about the children.
Yeah,
like we're talking about like those children stars that they abuse. Okay.
I believe the main kid was
allegedly
by like one of the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody kids, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to recognize that if I wanted to.
Maybe the Wizards of Waverly Place. I don't really know. But
you're more versed in Disney than I am.
I have nieces and nephews, and yeah. So another thing about this is that for the characters' names that they translated, well, I can't imagine these are actual translations, that they changed from the original version. They made them into these like awful names that clearly are not Chinese and don't fit these characters. For example, the main character's name originally was Wang Bao, and in the dubbed version, his name is Raymond.
What? Well, because everybody likes Raymond.
Right. Everybody loves Raymond.
Raymond?
I know. And
they couldn't. What? Okay.
I mean, people don't even name their kids Raymond anymore, I feel like.
No, and if they do, it's because it's a family name and it sounds regal, which we've already stated.
Or they just really like Ray Romano.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
I'm more into Romano cheese, but whatever.
So the movie starts off with like this whole rocket ship sequence. And I'm like, okay, is this Magic Gourd that's going to be in the movie? Is this going to be from like some alien planet or something?
Mm-hmm.
You have this whole rocket ship and it's having problems, like parts of it are exploding or something. And then there's this other little rocket ship that's taking off from Earth, and it's being led by this little boy. And this whole
a wagon rocket ship or something.
Yeah, basically like a tiny little rocket ship. And he goes up and he saves the day and like fixes this like big rocket that's about to explode, and he comes back down to Earth and they're giving him an award. And this goes on for like 5 or 6 minutes, which for a film that's only like an hour and a half, that's some real estate,
Mm-hmm.
And you find out it's all a dream.
Oh, that's annoying.
I know.
I don't like whenever like they do the thing where it's like a horrible scene and you wake up, it's a nightmare. Oh, it's a dream. I don't care. That's done. Let's stop doing it. Like, put it to bed, please.
Put it to bed.
Put it to bed. Lay it down.
Yeah.
Let it sleep a deep sleep and never do that again in a movie. Thank you.
And I'll say the CGI was really, really bad too. So then the kid gets up, he runs downstairs. You find out that his parents are like leaving for a while, but I don't think they ever really say where they're going. I guess some kind of work thing. And so he's going to be staying with his grandma and his little sister. Like his grandma has come to stay with them and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's going off to school, his grandma tells him to remember to clip his toenails. And there's this whole obsession in the movie with like the children clipping their toenails for some reason, and it's super weird.
I don't. Okay, that's weird. I don't know what to do with that information.
It's just a little factoid there.
Yeah.
And okay, so then you learn that he hasn't studied for his math test because he's been too busy sleeping and dreaming about rocket ships.
But he needs math to do those things.
Right, I know. Like if you want to become an astronaut.
Yeah, like you need math skills. Like, hello, you need your math, you need your science, and you can't do good science if you're not good at the math, kiddo. Like, you're never going to space.
Right.
Hate to bust your dream.
Well, then he has a little rude awakening because he goes into his classroom, which all of these kids, I guess you could view it from either two different angles. It's either showing the difference between American schools and Chinese schools, or it's showing Disney trying to imagine what Chinese people are like. Because all of these kids are like super enthused about like math and science and like, oh, we can't wait for our STEM careers. Yeah. There's also only one girl in the entire class.
No. No.
At first,
need to take this shit down right now.
When I was watching this, I was like, why is there only one girl? And then I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's a social commentary thing I don't want to touch. Also, I mean, like, technically there could be like a lot of schools that because I watch a lot of different like Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, Korean, Filipino. Okay, I've watched a bunch of those shows. A lot of times when it comes to schools, especially these are little kids, right?
Yeah, little kids.
Yeah,
like
so usually like in high school and stuff like that. But I don't know about like little kids. I think that there is they do separate by gender most of the time.
Okay. Well,
but I know for older children, yes. But like if they're little kids, I'm not so sure about. But that's still fucked.
I mean, I was thinking this was some kind of dark commentary on the one-child policy or something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But then he gets called up in front of the class to answer a math problem. And of course, because he hasn't studied, he can't answer it. So all of the kids are like making fun of him, like, haha, you don't know math. Poor little kid who doesn't know math like we do because math is cool.
Oh, Raymond.
And then he's like stumbling out of the classroom at the end of the day, and he like trips over this like bridge that someone built and he broke it. And it's
because his toenails were too long sticking out of his shoes. Sick.
His grandma did say it had been 2 weeks since he had trimmed his toenails. So, I mean, that's a long time. They're
probably full of dirt. Yeah. I don't know. Gross.
And then the teacher like brings him up to the front of the class and she's like, now let this be a lesson that you have to work hard if you want to achieve things. You can't just let it go by easily, which, could be the moral of the story.
Oh.
So
that's very that luck and pluck philosophy.
Luck and pluck.
Yeah. Luck and pluck, like Horatio Alger's story, whatever. Matchstick dick kind of stuff. Where they're like, oh, if you work hard, you get a lucky break, you'll be successful, kid. Milk and honey.
Apparently Disney decided this was the best lesson for Chinese children. So, he goes home. He discovers his grandma is clipping his little sister's toenails. And she's telling the story about the Magic Gourd. This is where they first introduce it. And she's like, oh, yes, there is a Magic Gourd. It's a talking vegetable and it grants all of your wishes. And the little boy is just like, okay, whatever. And he goes up and then he falls asleep on his desk. And here's the thing. Okay. So this would imply, because he fell asleep on the desk, that the next sequence is a dream, right?
Correct.
But it never shows him waking up from the dream. Like, at no point in the movie.
So he's dead and he's now a ghost talking to a gourd in purgatory or heaven or hell. Okay.
The child died.
Because he didn't cut his nails. He got an infection from getting cut, from tripping on his dusty, crusty nails on that bridge. And he's gotten blood poisoning and now he's dead.
Right. So this dead child has this whole like sequence where he's running through a bamboo forest and he's chasing this little computer generated frog that from certain angles appears to have boobs. So I guess we can say titty count number 1.
Yes, titty count.
And he leads him to a stream. He's like fishing in the stream and he pulls out the Magic Gourd, who was just like in the water for some reason.
Why is the gourd in the water?
I don't know. He was going for a little swim.
He was taking a bath, his midnight bath. Sure. Okay.
So the rest of the movie is about like this little talking gourd that is like, basically, if you picture like a gourd where it's like thinner at the top and then comes up in a round point at the bottom, he has 2 little eyes at the top and then his mouth.
Redo that shape for me.
Okay.
Draw that shape for me again, please.
So you have like
Max.
a top little round area and then it comes and it has like a lower, like bigger round area at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Like those bird feeder ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
And sort of like I'm trying to think of a squash, but it's just not coming to my mind.
Name? Really?
I don't know. I used to work in a produce section, so I feel like I should know this, but I don't know. But anyway, so like his mouth like takes up the entire bottom part of his body. Okay. And when he opens his mouth, you can see like completely into the interior of the gourd and he's totally hollow. And that just bothers me a lot.
They don't even have seeds as like little ratchety teeth inside his mouth?
No. And I'm like,
I don't like that.
I know he's supposed to be a magical gourd, but like, where are his internal organs, you know? His little heart. His little brain.
Ew. That's just, well, why can't his brain be up in the top portion of the gourdy gourd?
Well, it could be. You don't see that part. But anyway, so essentially, like, this Magic Gourd grants all of this kid's wishes, but it's almost like kind of a monkey paw thing where like each wish sort of has its own little twisted complication.
Right. Yeah.
So like there's this one sequence where he's playing this like chess game with some of his friends on the playground. And he's like, I'm going to eat you for lunch. And then the gourd is like, well, I guess he wants lunch. And so then the gourd starts like magically shoving the chess pieces into the kid's mouth. And the sequence is actually really horrific. Because
it sounds great to me, but continue.
Then he starts like choking on these plastic pieces and he's like over in the corner like like he's almost gonna die, and this plastic pieces are coming out of his mouth. And
this is the boy that made the wish, right? It's not his friend that he's playing with.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought like if he said that to a friend, like, I'm going to eat you for lunch, all of a sudden like big pieces of bread would come out and make his friend into a sandwich.
Well, you would think that, but the gourd just has some messed up standards. I don't know. Because the gourd is just over there and he's like, I thought you wanted lunch. They look tasty.
Twisted gourd. A chess pie.
Anyway, and this movie, the kid is very annoying. The CGI is bad. It has a good message because ultimately it's, basically about how you can't just wish for things to happen. You gotta work hard. That's essentially the moral of the story.
I just want to be a trust fund kid.
Yeah. I just want to be a trust fund kid.
You were like, what's your biggest wish? I just find out that I'm a trust fund kid secretly. Like,
I just want a sugar daddy.
Right. Or mommy.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather earn my money.
Yeah.
And I can control it.
Rather win the lottery. And,
oh, hell yeah. Donate most of it, but pay off my student loans. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say move to an island, but also donate.
Ew. You're going to get drowned if you move to an island. Like, do you want to?
Only if you go in the water.
Hello, the water is coming to you, honey bunny. Look around. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, climate change.
Yeah, that thing.
Damn like you, global warming.
Yeah, if we were in the 70s, I'd say buy an island, but not right now. Hell no.
Okay, I'll buy a mountain peak. How about that?
That's smart.
Yeah.
I can dig that.
So then I can look down at the people and there's, as they drown.
Yeah, but you better hope that mountain doesn't catch on fire because then you're at the top, Oh,
that's true. No volcano.
Maybe you should just go for a Kansas underground bunker.
I could, but anyway. So this movie, I would I would give it maybe like a 3, just because I feel like for its intended audience. Like, I feel like kids could potentially enjoy it, but only because they're dull.
The children are dull?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you were going to say because they're dumb. They just don't know better, but okay.
Or dumb.
Yeah. They're not dumb. They're learning. So, whatever.
They're
kids.
Learning.
Little cuties.
Well... So on that note, we will go to another break and be back in another minute. Back in the day, Netflix was the only kid on the block when it came to online streaming. Now there's Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Apple TV Plus, just to name a few.
It's harder than ever to decide what to watch and where to watch it. Shall I stream it? It's your news source for all things streaming, with news and reviews of movies, shows, and streaming services themselves. You'll never miss out on top streaming shows again.
Visit shallistreamit.com to get started and subscribe to email updates to stay in touch when you get there. Shallistreamit.com. No spaces or periods or anything.
Just streaming.
And I made it. So you go there.
You go there and you like it, you betcha. Otherwise, I'm coming after you. Leave a review. Give us a thumbs up.
Hey, welcome back from break. We hope you guys had a wonderful time, because we certainly did. Random bits and bobs. And now is that time we talk about fun facts and trivia.
Yay! I'm excited.
Are you? I'm pumped because I'm always pumped about anything with vampires. So,
I'm pumped about anything with magical gourds. So,
yeah, I'm down for magical fruit, beanstalks, gourds, really, pumpkins.
Is a gourd a fruit or a vegetable?
A gourd, I believe, is a fruit.
This could have been my fun fact.
You should look that up right now, because I feel really dumb not knowing the answer.
I thought it was a vegetable, but it could be a fruit. I mean, it has seeds.
I think it's a fruity, but it could be. Well, yes, I believe gourds are fruits. Okay, statement. I believe that they are. Facts.
Botanically speaking, squash and gourds are fruits because they are part of the flowering plants that contain the seeds. There we go.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, I dig it. Well, I wonder, what fruits and vegetables have not been made magical?
I don't know. I mean,
I know, but I'm going to make a
colored
list.
Greens.
Haunted colored greens. I would putting that down on my list of weird things to draw.
Maybe ridiculous, because that would just be ridiculous.
Oh, wow, that dad joke was a little Band-Aid raw ripping. Okay. Whoa. Did you want to use that as your trivias?
Well, I had a separate trivia thing.
Oh,
I'll just dive into it.
Let's make it. Oh, can we make a sandwich?
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanna be in the middle, and then I'll let you follow up, and then it'll be a sandwich of Matt fun facts.
Okay.
Because you get to pick the next thingy. So let me do my thingy.
You do your thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing my tingy. Okay, for those of you who haven't figured it out, I'm obsessed with vampires and anything weird, occult, monsters. And so I started looking into Chinese lore, and I was looking up the Chinese vampire, which is Jiangxi, and they don't drink blood like a lot of vampires do in other cultures. They actually drain the chi of an individual. And they're animated bodies that have been like most of the time they're raised by like Taoist priests. But yeah, they don't necessarily need to bite you, but they can, and they can use their claws. And they suck your life force, not your blood, which I thought was really freaking cool. They're like a succubus. Also, in China, and especially like in Hong Kong, there's a whole film industry, and there's actually just a section of like filming that is about the Jiangxi. Like it is just about them. They have their own section, and like you know how we have action and whatever. It's just the vampire is the type of movie. And I started, so I was just like, wow, this is super cool. And I know I pronounced that incorrectly because I'm not the best. But it makes me want to go and watch all these movies because it's like succubus, zombie, / vampire.
We suck out your soul.
Suck out your soul. We're sucking your chi, your life force. La 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 la.
That's the sound they make, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, well, I need to watch more to find out, but I am now like really, really intrigued. I mean, I've heard of other vampire-esque, but this is my funness. Okay, that's me. That's my share. Show and tell. Show and tell is over for me.
So my fact about my movie, it is based on a popular children's story from 1957. And the script took 4 years to write. So there you go. Boom. I mean, I can't imagine why it took 4 years. This seems like something that would take maybe 45 minutes. But
maybe they didn't believe that space travel was going to happen. It was the 50s. Like that was like a really far out idea.
Far out, man.
Far out, groovy, man. Whoa, man. Aliens, space, like people traveling, defying gravity.
So,
anywho,
on that note,
oh yeah, it's time for the new topic, which you were teasing me with earlier, and now I want to know.
Okay, so it's my week to choose the topic. So next week we are going to be doing, drumroll please, musical.
I knew it. Oh,
is that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how I wanted this, and I already have one because I have not purposely watched it because I want to watch it and use it for this.
Nice. So
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
Oh yeah, I hope we don't have the same one picked. I'm not going to tell you until we get off this.
Probably not. Okay.
Okay, good.
So.
Okay, good. It better not be.
Y'all can look forward to next week. We're going to be doing musicals.
We're going to be juiced.
It's going to be good.
We're going to have a happy feet.
So on that note, it's been fun. It's been real.
It's been real fun. Everyone. Farewell. So long.